don't understand why it's hard to find a man of my age that is as equally career driven.
You do not get to max out my debit card. $2,500.
We just become invisible. Fear of nobody sticking up for us.
Way more into my feminine energy. And I did not know that that was a theme of having a black boyfriend. It's like they have a different appreciation for femininity.
I have not been touched since July 28th.
Welcome back to More to Life. Now, before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure to get my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
It don't work that way. You do not get to max out my debit cards.
Okay, and?
Amelia, $2,500. You literally maxed out my... Those are cute Lisa Frank Crocs, but seriously, you needed 3 pairs of shoes. Amelia, you cannot max out my cards. You shouldn't be using my card.
Like this. I bought this.
I know you did. I know you did. American Eagle jeans, shoes, Marc Jacobs, sunglasses. You are 7. You shouldn't know how to use a debit card.
I do. That's why I just...
You're spoiled.
Use it for all this stuff.
You know what? You're not going to be able to have your iPhone anymore. Because that is why we're in this position.
Then I'll just break it.
This is crazy. I just saw this little fat girl being disrespectful. I could imagine how her mother looks. Her mother sounds like she can barely move. And her voice is welcoming. She's the reason why her daughter doesn't that come across like someone that doesn't care. And she's recording it, showing she doesn't care. And you call us discipline? Man, listen. I remember I was younger. Let me dare even think about doing that. Right? I don't want to mention child abuse because, you know, nowadays they call everything child abuse. But you guys know if you have been through it, what we've been through. My wife knows. Whoosh! All I hear is the belt sound now.
My sons were SA'd at school. And your question to me is, was it a minor or a teacher who did this?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. Was it a minor or a teacher? Because if it's a teacher, that's worse. But that makes a big difference, right? As kids, I'll be honest, we participated in some things that were questionable. But if it was a teacher, that's something different. But still, I get what she's saying a little bit, but not really.
I don't think because someone is in a relationship that they are automatically qualified to tell me what I need to do. You were in the right place at the right time. And I'm happy for you, but I really don't need your pity. And I think once I realized that a lot of people in relationships aren't even happy, but they get some type of ego boost from feeling like, oh my God, you know, Sahai is so lonely and she's down bad, and you know, I hope she can get what I have. I don't want what you have, and that's why I'm single.
Somewhere along the line, I got used to being alone.
Hope this helps.
You don't want what they have. Now, so that's the case nowadays. Most women, they don't want, as she said, a relationship. They don't even want to be married. This is why more guys are leaving and finding women outside. Also, why guys are finding traditional wives, because you have to nowadays. But every woman saying, I don't need a man. That's what she just said. I don't need a man. Add another one onto the list. Another woman saying, I don't need a man. And then wondering why men are giving up on dating. This is why.
Guys, the state of dating at the moment, I've got a few things I need to get off my chest. Are any other young, mid-20-something-year-old babe finding that it is just hell out there? I genuinely don't understand why it is so hard to find a man of my age that is as equally career-driven.
I wonder why.
Got things going for himself and isn't a dickhead. That combination seems to be like a needle in a haystack. London dating market, girl. As a career-driven, like independent, got my together woman, the market is dire. Seems to be near enough impossible to find an equally career-driven, ambitious, got things going for himself man. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where actually are they? I despair. Like, I downloaded Hinge again because my friends were like, no, give it a try again. Like, it's gotten better. It hasn't gotten better. Don't bother with Hinge. Leave it be. All I am asking for, this really is like the bare minimum. All I'm asking for is someone that can spell. That's literally like, that's like my minimum requirement is please be able to spell. Please have good grammar. Before all the dyslexia warriors come into my comments, obviously this excludes people with dyslexia, but I'm sorry, not everybody has dyslexia. Some of you weren't listening in school. And I just feel like as women, we bring so much to the table. Case in point, successful career, don't live with my parents, fully financially independent. I know the difference between right and wrong. I'm not a wrong'un. I'm beautiful. I'm funny. Do you get it? Like all these things. And it's just like, what are the men bringing other than headaches? Like, where are the... I thought once I hit 25, I thought, yeah. This is it. 25. Everyone's serious now. Like men and women have aligned. They haven't. The men are still very unserious. Nah. It's dire. It's dire. It's dire out there. If you've got a man, hold on tight. Don't let him go. Listen, whatever problems you've got, you can fix it. The streets are done.
Yeah, the streets are done, but also, where are you looking? Seriously, where do you live? She didn't state none of it, so I can't really say much, but it's all depending on where you're living, what major city you're living in, what major city you're close to. That all is going to determine whether it's easier or harder, right? Like, say if you're somewhere close to New York, you may find more choices. You'll find more men that are career driven naturally, but if you're somewhere down south, you won't find that. But she didn't state that, so who knows? But it's still, all in all, how many men are in your friend zone? I gotta ask that question. Because to every woman out there talking like this, I'm sure it's guys that are qualified that's interested in her, and she's not interested in them. So she doesn't see that. She sees all the guys that are handsome, all the guys that dress nice. She thinks they're all for her when they're not. I don't want to get into how you look. I don't want to go that deep, but let me go into the next one.
Okay, so before I talk about what I really want to talk about, don't you just love it getting older when you not only have to wear contacts to see far away, but you have to put reading glasses on top of your contacts that you can see close up? I have to eat my food with my reading glasses, and then to be able to talk to somebody on the other side of the table, I have to take my reading glasses off. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. What I wanted to talk about today was, I think one of the biggest fears that I personally have as I'm getting older is, yes, the fear of growing old alone, but the fear of being invisible. And I don't know if you guys have noticed as you've aged that people don't look at you the same.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let it play into this. But I can tell she doesn't have anyone. And the fear of growing old alone. I didn't hear her age, but lady, you look at least 70, 80 years. You look old. You do. You look old. And why haven't you thought about this before? Like, where was your video about this 15 years ago? Because that's when you should have been doing this. What were you doing then? I would love a play-by-play to see what you were doing, because I'm sure you probably were looking much younger and running through them, collecting them. And what was she collecting? Bodies.
Same, or they don't even look at you anymore. I noticed a huge difference. And I noticed it first when I started going to the gym. And it was kind of like within the 6 months of after going through menopause and my face started to change. I noticed that people didn't look anymore. And, not that I'm a beauty queen and people were looking to, before, but I noticed a difference. I noticed that I was just a little bit more invisible. And I think that is a really big fear amongst a lot of women, that we just become invisible. And, that fear of nobody sticking up for us.
That sounds like being single.
Or, us kind of getting left and shoved off into a corner like wallflowers. I think that's a really big fear with a lot of women. And the only thing I can say around that is we have to make ourselves visible. We have to have a voice. We have to stand up for ourselves. And you can do that in any number of ways. I choose by keeping my hair long and youthful, and I do need to go get it highlighted just a little bit. But, by dressing youthful, by staying active and, trying to participate in as many things as I possibly can so that I am visible. And most importantly, I feel visible to myself. And it's not about me being visible out there. It's so that I don't shrink into a wallflower in my home, staying here, 7 days a week and never participating in society. So I think it's really important that we make the effort to make sure that people don't forget we exist. And whether that is in how you choose to dress, how you choose to be active and getting out there, but just don't shrink. Don't allow yourself to become invisible. And I think that is a lesson that a lot of women need to learn, is to be able to continue to show up in society as you did prior to going through menopause, prior to everything changing, to getting wrinkles and to maybe looking a little bit older. Because the reality is that it's just biology. We're still the same up here and we're still the same in here. So there's no reason that you should show up any differently when it comes to getting out into society. So that's my thought. So what do you guys think about that? I really want to know. I want to engage with you on this. On a side note, it is so cold where I am that I'm drying up like a dried fruit. I mean, constantly having to lick my lips, and it's just, yeah, cold is very drying. So hydrate yourself, ladies. Don't forget to drink that water, which, by the way, I gotta go drink some myself because I'm going to look like a prune by the end of the day. Okay, I want to hear what you guys have to say. So let me know, please.
I'm letting you know right now, and I'm letting all women need to know this. Don't wait until you become like this to get yourself a man. You shouldn't be looking anymore. You should be settling. This is wild, because when I was getting close to 40, when I hit 32, I said I need to find me a wife. I was thinking that way. A lot of women back home wasn't thinking that way. Maybe she wasn't thinking that way. Maybe she divorced her husband, but from the way she's talking, she doesn't sound like she ever was married, because she probably would have said it, right? Independent woman lifestyle, it ruined her. That makeup every day ruined your face. Because I wouldn't doubt if this woman is in her late 40s. I would never date this woman. Could you imagine if I had to pick between her and a woman that looks 10 times better? Because that's my choices. My choice is none, but you can know what I mean. I'm going to pick the other choices. Why would I go with this? And guys are seeing that now, right? As guys get older, that's a problem now. As guys get older, they want younger, and they want someone whose mind is not as damaged. And it's sad because aging and feeling invisible, you are invisible now. You're invisible to the men that you want to be with. You want them to have extra money. You want them to be handsome, but you're not like that anymore. You're not beautiful. You have shrunken because you're not your former version of yourself, and now you're half of what you used to be. It's sad. It's sad because you let it get this far. It's sad for you, not for me.
Check the single woman box.
As women, it is incredibly common for us to feel a little bit invisible as we age. Maybe we feel a bit overlooked or maybe even unheard. We're experiencing a lot of changes. Our bodies are not what they used to be. Our relationships are evolving, and it feels like our hormones are waging an all-out rebellion on us, affecting both our mental and physical well-being. But today, I wanted to hop on here and share a thought with you that age is so much more than just a number. It is a big, beautiful statement that comes with it the gift of wisdom. And our story is far from over. There are adventures waiting for us. You're never too old, and it is never too late. Every woman deserves self-love at every age and every stage, but especially now. I want you to know that I see you and I value you, and I so appreciate the supportive community of women that I have around me every day. And lastly, I want to let you know that the best way for us to feel more visible is for us to see each other. So go out of your way to see another woman today. You're amazing.
All I want this summer is a man that has a job, works out, is a foodie, but also likes to have fun.
Lives a balanced lifestyle. So he works out and he does his job and he grinds, but he also likes to go on the weekends. He likes to party. He likes to travel. He would, on a Thursday, come in and we can order food or make food together and just
I wonder why they left.
Because I've been looking for a man for that for this summer and I can't find them.
Sorry, I just had to speed it up because it was just an ongoing list of insane expectations.
I want princess treatment. I want to be treated like a princess.
Ones no man could ever meet. And oh, in case you're wondering what she's offering in return, well, that's a much shorter list. Let's see, there's never-ending increases in the aforementioned expectations, non-stop drama, narcissism at a level that needs to be seen to be believed, and in a nutshell, a whole bunch of me. Not once did she mention what she's offering in return, and there's a reason for that, because she isn't offering anything in return. His wants, his needs, his expectations, they're irrelevant. It's about her and only her. And she's not alone. This is the epitome of today's modern women and how they think. Don't walk away, gentlemen. Run.
And guys are obliging.
I am leaving, and I am never coming back.
Yo, one thing women do that I'll never understand is telling you that you're husband material, and that's the reason that they made you work harder, pursue harder, wait way longer, and then telling you that as if it's a compliment. That it's a compliment that you had to work more to get me compared to somebody that I didn't look at as husband material, who I let have the first night, who I didn't make take me out on no dates, who I didn't make spend no money on me. Didn't have to do none of that, as if it's a compliment. You basically telling me that another man was able to show up, not lift a finger, and still be able to get everything he wanted. Again, though, y'all saying this husband material thing as if it's a compliment. Really think about how that sounds. Fellas, I'm not gonna lie. If a woman tells you this, run. Because what they're basically saying, let me break it down. What they're basically saying is, I found that other man more attractive than you. That's why I didn't make him do no work. But at the same time, I know you could provide much more for me. You know what I'm saying? I know you could do much more for me. So I'm going to make you do that much more for me. Because I know he couldn't even do that. But at the end of the day, I still gave it up to him because I find him more attractive than you.
Yeah, that's been happening for a long time. And guys are getting tired of it. But it's still being said. Guys are still falling victim to it. Now, as a man, you can't fall victim to that. Once a woman says that, leave. Like immediately. Oh, well, you know, boom, you're gone. That's the mindset you gotta have. You have that mindset, you'll be fine, you'll be okay.
I have not been touched since July 28th.
We do not care.
So y'all's best bet is to stay out of my way on the roads, because I've been going at least 20 over the speed limit here recently. Do not get on my bad side, because the possibility of me picking your house up out of the ground and flinging it straight into the sun, very high. You know what I mean? Just don't get on my nerves. Stay on my good side.
Now, you've been 2 months celibate. And why are you so angry? No control. There's no control here. As you can see, demons. A lot of these women are demons. They used to. Her hear me do that right now. She'll be like, oh, I heard a guy clapping on a video and I couldn't handle it. I lost myself. Control yourself more. Do it. Men have to do it all the time. You can do it too.
No line of men waiting to be a stepdaddy.
I'm afraid she has a point.
There's lines of men waiting to. Yes.
Especially black men, they're born with audacity. And so I'm not really sure where this whole narrative comes from that men have been settling in the past and now they need to raise their standards. Your standards have already been higher than what you've even, deserved all this time. So humble yourself, King.
Now you're a mom of 4 and you want the next man to, I guess in so many ways, make more income than the men you were married to and had children by. So what's your response to that?
Well, it would be foolish for anyone to have the same standard they had at 18 years old when they're 36. I don't know. That's kind of a nonsensical question for the people who would ask that.
Oh, they're going to say it. Absolutely, this is going to be said. Mm-hmm. This is why I wanted you to respond to it.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like, why would I go for this? Why would I have the same standards when I'm 18 as I would have when I'm 36?
Let me speak from, I guess, that mindset. And that mindset, when I read the comments, and I've been doing the show for 4 years, basically a man that makes $150K, do you want to get married again?
I would like to.
Okay, so it will be a man that will have to accept you and your 4 children, essentially.
Yeah.
So the mindset is, why would a man who makes $150K, potentially marry a woman that has 4 kids and her baby daddies or her ex-husband, because you were actually married, they didn't even make that requirement. So why, as a man that I have it, should I align myself with?
Let me speed this up. This is
let me do the Kendra Cam now. Wait, move back a little bit. So she said, why would a man want? Ooh.
I'm fit, I'm gorgeous, I'm intelligent.
It's delusional.
I attend Harvard University. I'm very successful in my own right.
You just named a whole bunch of bills and a whole bunch of problems. Now, you're going to be thinking, okay, I'm attending Harvard. I'm going to do something with myself. No, you're not. Man is not thinking that. Man is not thinking gain when he looks at a woman. He's not going to say, oh, why is she attending Harvard? She's making it. No. I see a headache. I see a woman with a lot of kids who probably won't respect me, right? I see your ex come back into the picture because he has those kids with you. Why don't you try to go make it work for him? That's why guys always say that. Why? Why can't you? Did you divorce him? I want to know if you got divorced to him. Because that shows me that you were looking for opportunity. And I bet you that's the case. She divorced him. Why? For a come up. She got that come up money. So now she's comparing a man to her come up money. She stole from her husband. Yes. And she left him probably. And it's stealing. I consider that stealing. When you divorce a man because you want to, go have your cake. You want to have your cake and eat it too. That's the stage she's at. So yes, she wants that 150. She's demanding that, but she's going to be sadly mistaken when that guy doesn't come.
Y'all should be taking advice from anyone. It should be sisters. It should be women like me, women in the trade, that know all the secrets. Because men will tell us where the bodies are buried. Because of the discretion that comes with this job, especially if you're like a good provider and a high-end one, people pay for discretion. But I need y'all to understand that these men are willing to do anything to spite the women in their lives. And the one way that they will get back at you is going to get some pum pum. I just saw a video where a girl was like, men will cheat on you like the first day of a breakup, and it's true. So many men come to see me just because they literally just broke up. Like, y'all are literally in the separation phase. Y'all are going to get back together. It's obvious. Like, it could be over something petty, and men are willing to just go be with someone else just so that they know in the back of their mind, even if you never find out, they never tell you that they got you back by sleeping with someone else, that they broke that trust, that they can, it makes them feel like they can just go get anybody at any moment and you are replaceable. Y'all need to be aware of that. These men, you'd be like, oh, where do they find the time? Where do they find the time? They're finding the time in places you're not looking, where you're not even thinking it's that deep. Men love talking about how emotional women are, but men are even more. They are way too emotional. They don't know how to regulate their emotions.
Who is that girl?
It's just aggression and spite a lot of the time. Also, my ladies who are inexperienced or what some people would call prude, know that these men, they want to try things, and if you guys have never discussed it before marriage, or if you're currently engaged, you guys need to start having conversations about what you expect in the bedroom. You need to be talking about the uncomfortable things. Your partner is supposed to be the person you should trust, and a lot of men go to because they do not feel comfortable exploring certain things with someone that they trust their life with, literally their life. But when it comes to that, they are so insecure and will not speak up or tell you. Or there are men who have expressed it and they said it wasn't going to be a problem, and now that they got you, they're married, they're like, well, if you won't do it, I'm just going to go pay an S worker to do it. So it's just, these are just things to think about, because I feel like a lot of y'all are really in denial about how shitty these men can really be.
As a single woman phase,
I think you're wrong, right? See, what she doesn't see, she's talking about all her high profile clients who pays her a ton of money, right? She's talking about those guys, the guys that make probably 50,000, more than 50,000, 100,000 a year, and are smooth sailing. Everything's smooth sailing. Have wives. What about those guys that come to you? Because there's more of them who on the come up, right? Who can't get women out there. Everybody can get a woman, but you know, there's some guys who just not good talkers. What about those guys? That's most of America. What about those men? You only talking about high profile clients. See, you don't understand every man's plight. You couldn't even fathom it because men go through hell. And for you to talk about men that way, that's why men choose sometimes, a lot of times, to go outside their race, or not even just go outside their race, date women who are more, who understand more. Because you obviously doesn't understand there's more to men outside of your clients. You never will. And that's why men are done.
Out for future faking. There are so many men out here pretending to be something that they're not, just to get a girl to sleep with them. Future faking is used to give you false promises that a guy is a provider and a protector, because men know if they act like a provider and protector in the beginning, the woman is going to sleep. The woman is going to sleep with them. The woman is going to feel some form of safety, because he's saying that he's going to provide financial safety for you. So in your mind, you're thinking, okay, he's a provider, he's going to take care of me.
You can't make this up.
Ladies, men know what they're doing. Men know exactly what to say to you to get you.
Another one. Like, it's funny because when men are young, right? Men have to talk about their future because they don't have anything yet. They don't have it. They're trying to get it, right? Or some guys get it when they're young, right? So some guys have to say, hey, in the future, I'm going to be like this, babe. Really, you shouldn't be saying anything. I say it like this. If a man is using that, he shouldn't be doing that, even to a woman, because that right there, it doesn't work. It backfires all the time. Look how it's backfiring now. She's an example of that backfire. Now, when it comes to women, you get who you get. You don't get who you don't get. What I mean by that is whoever you can get being yourself, get them. Whoever you can get being yourself, forget about it. And so there, when you do that, then you're being yourself all the time. No need to give any woman any false hope, even for what's happening in the future, because look how it backfires. It could be a man, like, say for instance, if I did that when I was younger, I knew for sure what that was going to be somebody. I was always somebody. So would I be giving future fake tactics? No, I'd be telling the truth. So as a man, just don't do it.
Something on TikTok about the black boyfriend effect, and I need to know what that is because I think I have it. The way that I have changed since this man has entered my life, I'll never be the same. And it is not for the reasons you're thinking, you nasty. Even though that's not a conversation for today. I'm just saying, like, I have become like the boldest, most confident version of me. I dress different. I talk different. I believe in myself in a different way. I'm like way more into my feminine energy. And I did not know that that was a theme of having a black boyfriend.
That's what we do, right? Yeah.
Until I stumbled on all of these videos on TikTok talking about the black boyfriend effect. And I need to know, like, what is this psychological phenomenon? And what is it about black men that is just different? And I'm not just saying this because I'm with a black guy, but since I have been exposed to black culture more and more, I just genuinely believe that they actually like women. It's like they have a different appreciation for femininity. I don't know, just thoughts, but what about this black boyfriend effect?
There you go. There you have it. A white woman talking great about a black man. And why is it? She is not judging every single thing that's going on. Like some white women do that. A lot of black women do that. Some Spanish women do that. You have women from all cultures who judge and women who don't judge, right? I got to say that first off. Because, you know, somebody come on and say, oh, no. You have black women like that too. I know that. But the reason why you're finding this happening in stunning numbers is because the way we are. She likes the fact that he's cool. I've always been a cool guy. I've always been a responsible guy. I've always been a fun guy to be around. I know I'm with her. She's talking about me. Seriously. And I know it's a guy that acts like I do. And more guys are trying to find women who think and feel the same exact way because they're done with the games and they all realize it's definitely more to life. To get with a woman that's not like that.